Hi, folks. How are you? Could you hear me? Can someone say yes in the chat box? If you can say yes, I'll probably proceed with my discussion. Could you hear me? One of you, can you please say hi or yes or something? If you can hear, that's going to be great for me to proceed further. Could you hear me? One of you, please. Zau Zau, Sini, or somebody, can you please give me a thumbs up saying that you can hear me? I, could you hear me? All of you. Can you hear? Right. Let me go ahead and start the discussion right away. And it's going to be easy and it's going to be a fantastic session today, I believe. And we will talk more about the hackathons and the stuff that we can do. And most importantly, how do we do it? Right. That's the discussion today. End of the day, what I will do is I will share a presentation in my Google Drive and probably I can give you that link. And with that, you can understand what exactly to do, how exactly to do, kind of stuff you can really understand. Right? So we will go to the session. What is a hackathon? First point to understand is hackathon is not something which is all about hacking. It is not hacking. It is nowhere related to the ethical hacking. It is nowhere related to the cyber security stuff. Instead, it is all related about building products. I'm repeating, it is all about building products. Right. So that's a very simplest part. What do you mean by building products? I have a problem, I face a problem, and that problem we will have to somehow sort out. What kind of solutions do we have for that particular problem? That's how we need to think about. Let's take a simple point. I have a problem of, for example, the driver sleeping while he is driving in the car, and we are not able to track it with a low cost system. This is the problem statement. Now, how do you provide a solution? We can provide a solution by making sure that we use a simple webcam, and the webcam should catch all the data and that should be able to trigger an alert if the driver is going to sleep. That's all. The problem is to be taken, the solution is to be given, but we do not have a lot of time for doing this. We have a very limited time to do this. That's the most important point that we all should understand. Hackathon is not a luxurious stuff where we have about 1 month, 2 months time and all. We have got only very limited time, and within that limited time we should be able to definitely build something useful. And first question, who is conducting hackathon, sir? How do we know it? There are many organizations which are conducting hackathon, and each organization is getting a lot of inputs, a lot of valuable thoughts using the hackathon, and they nowadays use it as a chance for acquiring more ideas. So many companies are running it. So there is no we do not have a position where we are not able to identify hackathons. Even now, there are so many hackathons which are live, up and running. That's the first point. Anybody can conduct a hackathon. Nowadays, multiple companies and organizations are conducting hackathons for their benefit, as well as it helps you in the recruitment. It gets you also the internship and prize money. So that's hackathon. What is the problem statement that they will give, sir? Most of the hackathons are very well predetermined, and it's all framed very nicely. For example, it could be specific for IoT, it could be specific for data analytics, it could be for AI. So you need to understand what is the line or domain that you can try and participate instead of you participating in everything. So it is like, I know only IoT, I'm an expert in IoT, so let me participate in IoT hackathons. I'm an expert in data analytics. Let me participate in data analytics hackathon. This is how your brain should be aligned to. We cannot participate in all the hackathons, all the hackathons which are being conducted. Instead, we should focus on the specific hackathons which we have our domain alignment with. We need to be aligned, and we can only go into that kind of hackathons. That's the first point that you need to remember. All right. Sir, what are all the fundamental things that we need to know before we get into the hackathon? First, what is your motivation in doing a project? Let's understand that we are taking a problem statement and we are going to build that problem statement as a product for the hackathon, right? First step that you need to understand is, why are we motivated to build that product? What made you do that? That's the first step. We cannot say that we are building it for the purpose of doing hackathon. Instead, we need to have a solid purpose behind it, like, I build this product because I am affected by this scenario, and this is a problem that everybody faces. A simple instance I'll tell you. I built a product along with my team, and we have visited Harvard University, and we have won the first prize there in the Hack Harvard International Hackathon. What is the problem statement? My grandmother fell in the restroom and she passed away because of that falling. We did not notice her for about 3 hours, and she was bleeding inside, and we had to undergo a lot of tantrums after that. So I then came out and we started analyzing, is it a problem for only my grandmother, or there are multiple grandmothers and the grandfathers all over the world? Elderly people are all facing this problem. Then I understood that 20 million elderly people fall every year. 20 million is a huge count, and most of them either go dead, or they are injured, or they are permanently not. I mean, they are not totally mobile. So all these problems are there, right? So this problem statement is to find something innovative to detect the fall of the elderly. So how did they get it? Very simple. I got this motivation when my grandmother fell. Likewise, everybody has got some stories surrounding you in your neighborhood, in your relationship side, in your friends side. You will have lot of stories that are really being faced as a problem. So how do you solve it? You need to find a solution, and the technical solution is what you need to find out, and that's what is called as motivation. Why I do it? Who made me do it? That's called motivation, and that's very important. I'll tell you another motivation which we recently got towards building a product. One of my students by name Vishnu, he came along with a very important point. His grandmother or grandfather, some elderly person, he has got a problem of Parkinson disease, which means the hand will shiver. There will always be a shivering in hand, which means that they will not be able to hold anything properly, or they'll not be able to do their own task. He asked me, sir, can we do something about it? We started building a Parkinson glove. So the motivation behind that is his grandfather or his grandmother being not able to be free when they are using stuff. So that's the motivation. And the motivation should be solid. It must be definitely solid, so that you will have a strong point to pitch as in why this is done. That's the first step. Now, the second step is the problem statement, right? Motivation is not the problem statement. Motivation motivates you to do something, but how do you do it is what is problem statement. What do you do is what is problem statement. And for the past two problems that I told you, one is elderly fall, another one is elderly hand shivering or hand tremor. Now the problem statement is simple: to devise an equipment to curtail the Parkinson's or hand tremor in elderly. That's it, is the problem statement. Let's not make any drama over there. Let's not make it very complicated. Make it very simple, right? That's the most important point that you need to know. So making it simple is an art. Instead of complicating things, you got to make it really very, very simple. And the next very important point when it comes to problem statement, the problem statement should always be supported by statistics. You have taken a problem statement. Is it a worthy problem to be really paid so much of attention? Is it a worthy problem that will definitely be valuable? For that, you need statistics. For an instance, I have referred about the fall. I have referred about the Parkinson syndrome. In the world right now, there are 10 million people who are impacted by Parkinson syndrome. And most important point, it is projected that it will be multifold increased by 2030. So we have a huge statistics available in front of us, and this is conveyed by World Health Organization and related organizations. Pick up the link and put it in the PPT. You need to have a solid proof for what you claim. You are doing this because of a motivation, but at the same time you have a solid stat which says that whatever you are building is definitely a need for the hour. I mean it, it has to be a very valuable product, right? And above all these points, when you refer from some websites, for example, when you refer from a WHO website or some health organization website, quote that website link so that the judges or whomever is trying to see it will go ahead and refer to it, and if they have a query. That's a very important point. Don't forget that. A reference to appropriate websites. And websites like WHO is really interesting, and they have a lot of information. When you take about fall, or when you think about fall, they have got a lot of fall statistics which I have been using personally a lot, and they are very helpful. So the first point is motivation. The second point is very important, which is nothing but your problem statement. Third point, what is that? You need to make sure that you are supported by appropriate statistics. No statistics, no validation. You cannot claim that. I need to claim whatever I do is correct. That should tell people that you are doing something as it's very important to be done, and this is the right time to do it. That's the second part of it, right? What is the next step to do, right, sir? Can I participate in a hackathon as an individual? Do I really have to form a team? Right, let me tell you my experience. uh, we actually have a team. I have got around 50 people working with me for this hackathons and projects and all those things. Now what I do is I have pool of resources available with me, and there will be particular resource which will be very good in Android app. There will be particular resource which will be very nice with data analytics. There will be one guy who will be good with IoT. Now what do we need? We need to pick the right talent to construct the right team. Remember, individual participation is appreciated, it's going to be great, but do you have all the talent, all the domain knowledge, all the technology stuff that is needed for participating? It might not be the case with everybody, because a product is different, project is different. Project is what you do academically, product is what you do to reach to the market to the higher level. So my point is, form a team. Now how do we form a team, sir? That's another question, that's very important question to be answered. I've got 5 friends, can I take all of them into my team? No. A team formation is not fundamentally through your friendship, it should be through the technical and the domain knowledge what you have. You cannot just like that say that I've got 5 people in my bench, can I take all of them into my team? No, that's not going to be fair. You need to find out who are all the people who will be contributing to the product and take that persons into the team. This is how the team formation works. Team formation is not for friendship, team formation is for getting the product built. So do not get offended if you are not getting your friends into your team, or if you are not going into your friends team. It's fundamentally and totally through only through your skill set that you will be into a team. So this is the next time. So what is the first step? We formulated what is the motivation, then we went for the problem statement, then I added statistics to it, then I formed the team. Now what is the next step? To pitch your idea. There are 2 stages in the hackathon. The first stage is the one where you submit your idea. What is your second stage? Second stage is the one you go on site or you do it online. Because of COVID-19, now most of the hackathons are being organized online, but earlier and in future it will be all on site. You will be called to the company, you will have to probably sit there along with them, along with the rest of the team members, to build your product. So what is the first step? To submit your idea. So what is the idea submission phase? Simple. They will have a simple interface where you need to type your idea clearly. What is your idea, sir? I am going to build a system which is going to monitor the sales in the retail center, and I will give you an appropriate update about how many products have been sold, how many are retained, how many have been missed. That's it. This is the problem statement that you need to put there. Add the statistics that I referred you earlier, and this one paragraph, maximum one paragraph is what they all want. Just put that one paragraph, and that is enough for you, and submit it. If they have an option to submit a PPT, you always get that format also from the organizers, and take that format from them and fill up the information. What kind of information will be there? What's your big idea? They will ask that question. Fill it up. What's your motivation? Fill it up. What are all the references? What's the architecture that you have in mind? The most important point is architecture. What do you mean by architecture? Very simple. Whenever you talk about any system, it comes with 3 parts. The first part is the input, second part is the processing, third part is the output. This is essentially happening everywhere. So what are all the things that you will get in input? Which are all the sensors which are going to generate input? And how are you going to interface with the microcontroller? What are all the protocols that you are going to use there? Which cloud service you are going to use there? Are you going to process it locally, or you are going to process it in the cloud? All these things will come into the processing stage. And how do you present it as the output? You can either raise an alarm, you can give an alert through the mobile through a vibration or a call, or there are multiple ways that you can show the output. And that's what essentially is required in an architecture diagram. Mention the technology stack, mention what's the input, how are we going to process it, how are we going to get the output. All these together should be packed, and it cannot be a longer PPT. I tell you, more the number of pages in the PPT, better the chances that you might not be selected, because we should not give all the information during the submission stage. Instead, we should retain some information technically which can be presented at the later stage when we are getting selected. It is like an advertisement. See an advertisement, it's only 30 seconds, it's very minimal stuff. They do not reveal all the components in the advertisement, they give you only the best things that they have. That's exactly what you need to do. Think like a business person, think like a product engineer. So the product engineering thought will be very small time thought, and you need to present it exactly as what you think, and that's enough for the submission. Once you do the submission, there will be a lot of internal discussions, there will be a lot of processing that will happen by the organizers, and you will get a call or a mail regarding the shortlisting. If you are shortlisted, what's the next step to do? You need to start building the product. What you gave is an idea, not the product. You gave an idea, and idea to product conversion is a huge talent. And once you submit, don't sit back and relax that only when I'm selected I'll start working. No, you cannot be conditional there, it has to be unconditional here. Once you submit, believe that you will be selected, and once you are selected, you start working on the finalizing part of it, because the time between the submission to the selection will be a longer time than the comparison with the time between the final selection and the final demo, I mean the final hackathon. So you guys have to be ready for the good news that you are going to be selected. Be hopeful. Now, how do we build the product, sir? Do we have to really make it big? Do we have to make it very nice? Do we have to make it small? All these questions will generally come wherever I talk about hackathons. Now, understand one very important point. In the hackathons, they are expecting only the proof of concept. They want whatever organizer, whichever organizer, from the lowest end here till the topmost Harvard University hackathons. I have seen about 75, and wherever I have gone, I understand one point. What they want is not the finished product. They want proof of concept. You keep a breadboard, show the demo, that's working fine. Get an Android update, show them the output, that's enough. Instead of that, don't break your head on miniaturizing it, on polishing it, on glamour stuff adding over it. That's not required. It's not at all required. In fact, I make it very bold and loud. You need not complete a product as such. It is going to be sold tomorrow onto the market. You are not going to sell it tomorrow. So remember that you are pitching your idea with proof of concept. I need a proof of concept. What do I do, sir? Very simple. I'll keep a breadboard. I'll have a microcontroller. I'll have sensors connected to it. I'll acquire data. I'll process it. I'll display the result and show that this is my product. Finished. That's what we need, and nothing more than that. I'm very strong about this view, and this helps actually. This is very important point. Then, what else do we need to do, sir? What are all the other things that we need to remember when it comes to hackathon? First point is the research. Do a lot of research when you start working on a product. This is what is missed by most of us. Hackathons are meant for innovations. Yes, it's all meant for innovations. The smallest of innovation even will be greatly appreciated. But if you redo something, it's of no use. We need not reinvent the wheel. Remember, a reinventing wheel is of no use. Somebody has already done that. Let's use it. So what do? We innovate. What are the kind of innovations we can think? Innovations need not be at the rocket science level. Innovations can be at the mild minimal level also. You and me can innovate with a very simple product, and it can be a path breaker. For example, the side stand of the Bullet or Royal Enfield or whichever bikes you see, Harley Davidson, that's an innovation. The sprinkler, water sprinkler, when you go in the gardens, you see that, right? That's an innovation. And you must have seen with the Indian woman, they'll be using the safety pin. That's the most sold component in the world. That's an innovation. So innovation need not be coming at a very large scale with a lot of investments. Innovation can be very, very simple yet very valuable, right? See for that points and take only things which are going to add value. Do not do things for doing namesake, and you need to build something, and that should be innovative and that should be different. That should have some market for it, right? Now the next point, sir, I'm selected for the hackathon, sir. I'm going to the final. I built a product. How do I present it, sir? Very simple. I'll tell you. The presentation will not be for more than 5 minutes to 7 minutes. I repeat it. The final presentation would be for 5 to 7 minutes. The toughest of the contests that I have participated, which I have pitched, gave me 3 minutes time. Just 3 minutes was what I got, and we could win that. So, how do you present it that way, sir? You need to just talk about what is your idea for 1 minute. Why is it important? Should be conveyed there for 1 minute in that case. For example, I'll tell you that way. I'm going to devise a system which is going to track the elderly fall and alert it immediately. Globally, you see 20 million people every year is dying because of this. Simple. My problem statement is over. How do I do it? I'll reveal my architecture in the technical diagram that I have in my PPT, and you can see the demo. Record a real-time demo. You need to go with demo, or it will not be accepted, or people will not believe that. So show a demo there, or show a demo recording, whatever you have. That's the easiest way you can track it. And conclude it. The summary is so very important. You need to say that This is what I tried to do. This is what I have accomplished. These are all the things that I can give you as a product. We are going to provide you an innovative solution for fall detection, which is going to be based on IoT. It has got data analytics. We also give you Android apps, and this is real time, affordable, frugal. That's all. This is your summary. And the moment you give this kind of summary, it will show what is the clarity that you have in your product building. The one who builds the product should know everything about the product. The question can come from any corner, and you should be able to track it. And the most important point is the team should be very structured. This is what I see in most of the hackathons, where though they have some very good products, they are not able to win it. They have some very fantastic ideas and they are able to even complete it, but they did not win it. I'll tell you the reason. Give me 1 second. Right. I'll tell you the reason. The pitch doesn't go well. The pitch is the final phase of the project. They are seeing your product through the pitch. They can realize what do you do through the pitch. So what is pitch? Very simple. I'm going to talk. That's it. Is the pitch. So keep a person who can really talk well. And it has to be only one person. Now, person A will present. Next, he will transfer to B. Next, he will transfer to C. By then, the judges would have gone mad. So please do not have the habit of switching in the stage. It never works. I failed in a couple of hackathons just because of switching in the stage. And then I realized it's not going to work. So let me tell you that feedback right in the beginning. Do not switch. If you switch your talk on the screen, I mean, on the presentation stage, it's going to be pathetic. You may miss the flow, you may end up in losing stuff, and it's going to be annoying for the judges as well. So let one person present it, and he should be your spokesperson. I mean it. The person who is presenting should have enormous skills in convincing people, should be capable of conveying what he wanted to convey very clearly. It is not going to be just reading from the slide. Instead, it is going to be a session where he is going to give whatever is built appropriately to the judges in the 5 minutes time frame. But during the Q&A session, a rest all can join. I have got 5 members in the team. Let all of them join and tackle the questions instead of all of them messing it up in the stage right in the beginning. This is the most important point that I'd like to convey when it comes to pitch. And the most important aspect of presenting a report, there are cases where they may ask you for the report, which is nothing but the experimental data and the results. Keep some screenshots, keep some statistics in terms of graphs and curves, and show that this is what we have done and this is the result. This is the increase in the accuracy. This is the increase in this particular point. You can talk about all those through graphs and make sure you include a table or a graph to display what you see, because they may not be able to see all what you are seeing as the end result. So for them, what you present is what they see. So present them nicely. You need to include a table or a graph to display what you see. And this experimental data and the results are nothing but the information you get from your experiment. The product building is an entire process, which is an experiment. So include that content there. And the most important point I'm telling you, at the end of it, if you have time and if your pitch is, I mean, you are allowed to do a lot of deliberation over there in the pitch, you can add this, my discoveries. Most of us do not do this. What did you discover in the entire flow? What is your finding in the entire flow? What are all the things that you have come across as challenge? Step one, I face this solution. You can put up bulleted points, that's enough. You need not even explain, but display it on the screen for them to see it, because they will understand that this is a streamlined project instead of just being done in a hurry project. It's not a project which is product which is done in a hurry. It is done in a very streamlined manner. And summarize it and conclude it. Choose the right hackathon. I'll conclude it this way. Choose the right hackathon, choose the right team, have the right motivation, frame the right problem statement, build the product right, pitch it right, make a demo right, and finally you will win it for sure in a right way. And there are many websites that give you the information about hackathons, and the informations are all available in hackerath.com, hackmania.com, hackerrank.com. There are multiple websites available. DevPost is one other thing which is available. You can go ahead and see all those places, and you will get a lot of information about hackathons. I also update that in my channel as well as in my Facebook pages about the hackathons when and then I get it. And one very important thing that I have in my mind always is why the participation of women is lesser in hackathon. You people should come out. When you come out, there is always a +1 added to your participation. You've got a lot of value when you come out. And if a girl pitches, if a lady pitches, if a girl presents things and girl talks technically, that's very well appreciated because nobody comes out. When you come out and participate, I tell you, you will be the best. So try it out that way. It is not just a competition for men. It is not a men-dominated arena. It is an area where everybody can contribute, everybody can participate. So my wish today is you guys try out participating. I'll tell you something. I have participated in hundreds of hackathons, but I have won around 50% state loss. But that 50% has given me enormous confidence. That 50% has given me a lot of ideas. Wherever I go, I learn something. So that's how you need to think. You are a kid going for a school, you are a college going guy. This is the best opportunity for you. Grab it. Go ahead and participate in the hackathons which you think is relevant for you. And do not be, I mean, your interest and curiosity is important, but don't select everything that you see. See the ones that fits you. See the one that is very apt for you. Only then it is going to be easy. Now, I can take up questions from you guys and I can complete the session. After that, I hope it was a useful, quick session. And there should be a takeaway whenever you do something. And the takeaway from the hackathon is finance, I mean the support that they give in terms of prize money. Number two, the opportunities that they create a lot of opportunities. You can get a job. I know people who have got jobs in the topmost companies just through hackathons. You need not attend interviews there, you need not attend anything else. No hiccups in between. Win a hackathon, get a job. That's the way things are going right now. And the most important point, the self confidence, the amount of confidence that you get really is going to be really, really vital. And I'm going to answer some of the questions that people are asking. Let me read that through and let me answer. Sir, elderly fall, have you solved it? Please share. Right. I built a product for elderly fall detection, and that's a wearable. And in that wearable, we will detect your angular momentum and the motion. And if you fall, the rate at which you fall will be different than the rate at which you walk or you eat or something like that. So that's a major difference. We tracked it. Then we acquired the heart rate data for the doctor to see what is the rate at which the heart was beating when the fall happened. Because the fall could be because of a skiddy area or because of blood pressure variations or diabetic variations or something like that. So we need that data. Then we also added the location detail as in where exactly the fall has been reported. Then we did an indoor localization. We can exactly pinpoint and tell where the person has fallen, even inside that building. And inside bathrooms, we track the fall with piezoelectric plates. The piezoelectric plates acquired the weight and the impact which is falling on it, and it gave me the output with which we understood there was a fall. This was awarded by Harvard University for your information. The next question, sir, what are qualifications required to participate in the hackathon? You must be alive, that's all. You must be alive. That's it. No other qualifications required. And there is no discrimination in terms of qualification. Your thinking process, coding skills, productizing skills, pitching skills. That's it. That's what is needed. Nothing else is required. You got to be alive. That's the point that I told you. Right. Do I need to have any specific qualifications to be a participant of the hackathon? Even if I'm a newbie, can I hack? Absolutely, yes. There is nothing called as newbie. Anyone who comes with a fresh idea is the most wanted. People who have got fresh ideas are the ones who are respected more. And there is no term called as newbie here. You are not a new hired person. You have fresh, rich ideas. Come on, you can rock. Sir, which skills do we need to have for IoT related hackathon like SIH and IACDC? Right. Whenever you talk about IoT, we need to have the sensors appropriately selected. Most importantly, they see the hardware results for IoT hackathons, select the sensors appropriately, and connect it to a microcontroller, form that entire loop proper, get the output and get the display proper. Have an Android app developed where you can show the results, or at least have a web app. These skills of selecting the sensor, converging them properly with the microcontroller board, pushing the data onto the cloud, and to present a final demo is the appropriate thing for IoT related hackathons. Hello, sir. What do you think are the skills required before going to a hackathon? That's what I told you, Manav. So we need the skills where we can ideate. I have an idea, but you need to further ideate it to make sure that whatever you think as an idea is getting into a complete shape. I want to do this, but how do I want to do this is called ideation. What am I going to do to complete it is called as ideation, and that's to be required. Hardware, software knowledge. That's why I told you form a right team. A single person cannot do all this. I am normally the manager of the team. I ideate, I pitch, I present, I form the design. I have a team which is going to work on the coding. I have that team which is going to, I have a person who is going to work on Android. So all these are done by different people. So make sure you get all the different talents that is required. Per team, you can have 5 people for most of the hackathons, and that's how you need to frame the team. Sir, how to connect pulse sensor to a node MCU and get data on ThinkSpeak? I always get DNA errors. I will try to make a session on this quickly, and I will upload it in my channel for Anshu Saxena. You will get that very soon in your playlist, which I will update it. So just wait for some more time. I'll do that maybe today or tomorrow, and it's going to be easy. How to build a good team? Yeah, I told you that's an art. That's a real art. A building team is not easy. You need to have the team from the beginning till the end. I mean, it should not be for one competition. You should ideally frame a team that comes a long way. I have a team called SAK. We have participated 20 hackathons together with the same team. So that's how the team should be built. A team is not something which is going to be built today and destroyed tomorrow. It is like Indian cricket team. It should go further. So form a team not because of your friendship, because of the technology skills and thought process. It should be your alignment with respect to the technological and the thought process alone and nothing else. Most important point is that. In your opinion, winning hackathons are more important for job aspects? Yes, absolutely yes. It is most important. It is not more important, it is most important. If you say you won 10 hackathons, I'm telling you, if you participated in 10 hackathons, that adds a lot of value, Gary. That adds a real lot of value. Instead of you having 10 projects that are done in GitHub, that is that is not comparable. Whatever you do on field is most important than whatever you record, right? So in my opinion, it's very important. Can we use the same hack demo in multiple hackathons at the same time? Why not? It's your idea. You have cooked it, you have built it, use it wherever you want, as long as the hackathon's theme is perfect with your product which you have in hand. You can use it a number of times. Praveen Raj, sir, can you explain about the indoor localization technique? Can you please help the sources to learn? Right, I have done this in my videos where I have explained you the fall detection completely. I request you to go there because it's not a small thing. It's done with Bluetooth beacons. I have two Bluetooth beacons. I have two Bluetooth elements, one in my wearable, one in the wall. These two talk together and I get it. That's the simplest way I can explain you, right with the mouse that I explain like that. Right. The next question quickly. Good. I see a lot of questions. I'm very happy to see all this and I'm motivated. Sir, what are the best hackathons to try with full stack and web development skills? Please visit hackerath.com. There are many hackathons they have listed, and there you can try it out. Sir, any course available to learn online hackathon? I am planning to do one Fatimuz Zora. I do not know if I pronounced your name right. If wrong, forgive me. But otherwise, yeah, I am planning to take a course and I will send you the link all. It will be soon available for you all to learn it. Yeah, no course available as of now. Sir, is that most hackathons are organized in South? It's not South. I think this question is partial. It's not South. We get a lot of hackathons in Gurgaon as well. We get a lot of hackathons in Bombay. But 50% of the hackathons are done in Bangalore. Bangalore is the hub. Bangalore is where you get everything. And most of the hackathons go there. Even we got to travel from wherever we are in. The major key points I should carry after I fail in the hack is to move forward. Yes, Sini has conveyed that. And yes, you will fail. Certainly, you will fail. We are not, see, if you pass in all the attempts, if you win all the hackathons successfully and successively, you will be called you are lucky. You will not be called knowledgeable. So even if you fail, that's fine. I failed in so many attempts. Today also, I failed in one hack. I'm fine with it. But I learned something. There is always a to be carried thing which is available with every hackathon. So try with full intent, try with full heart, and you will definitely learn something out of it. But what we need is not a success. We need learning, and that will help you in the longer way in the life. Is it possible to learn multiple technologies like IoT, ML, blockchain? I'm a third year ECE student. Will I be ending up as jock of all trades and master of none? No. You must learn IoT, you must learn ML, you must learn blockchain, and all these are not required at your level to the complete extent. You should know how to productize all together, how to mix it up all together, and to make it a proof of concept. Nobody expects you to know it from A to Z. Know the fundamentals very clearly. You will never be a master, jack of all trades and master of none. You can be one, but you need to get into a place to work on that. Sunandini, how do you think the number of people in your team influence the winning chance? Whether the more number of team members have a greater potential to win? No. The number of team members doesn't matter. The members who contribute matters. I've got 10 people, 9 people doesn't do anything, so that team is waste. So I've got 4 people, all the 4 contribute. That is the very important point. The number of people are nowhere relevant or nowhere very important material for some team to be designated as a winner. That's a good question. Will only participating in hackathon add stars to my resume or winning is a condition? Right. How will you feel it? You see the Indian cricket team participating in hundreds of cricket matches. They lose in everything. Will you accept that? No, right? So we need to win. But that win will not be coming immediately. You need time for it. So that time is what I'm telling you as time to learn. And first few hackathons you may fail. That adds value. But when the resume is like this, first few you have lost, the fourth, fifth, sixth one you have won, that tells the interviewer that you have learned. What I want is the people who have the ability to learn, and I do not want somebody who cannot learn. That's a very important point that you got to understand. You will fail certainly, but that's fine. You will win also. Fatim, thank you, sir. Thank you very much. Is programming skills really required for a hackathon or presentation skills, or will you say both? I will tell you this way. That's a good question again. Programming skills are required. Presentation skills are required. All the skills that I mentioned are required, but not from one person. There is where I need a team. I'm a good presenter. I'll take care of the presentation. I'll take care of the pitching. I'll take care of handling the judges. I'll take care of the review panel. That's all my work. You know coding, you take care of the entire coding stuff. You know interfacing, you take care of the entire interfacing stuff. That's how it has to be. Again, I'm telling you, it is team and not an individual. Are online hackathons as good as participating in person? No, I have an apprehension there. I always feel that going there gives you a lot of what do you say? It's a different feel when you see a lot of electric people around working so much. That's the greatest thing that you can learn from them, right? So I don't think you you have the atmosphere that you really get it when you go for online hackathons, comparing it with real time hackathons. The last few hackathons that I participated, they are not as appreciable as what I could do at real time, because you are also not able to interact with the judges real time. When you see their eyes, you will understand what they want to say. When you see their reactions, you can understand do they like it or not. I can convince them better. But here it's all recording. I record it and I push it on, and I do not know how evaluation goes on. All those things are pretty difficult, right? So I think that you cannot compare it 60-40, right? I see you are a good influencer. Any tip to be consistent at work? Hard work. Never ever say give up. I never give up. At times I get tired, at times I get dull. I have a lot of good friends who keep pushing me, who say that yeah, you are a great guy, you can do it. I have my family helping me out. So yes, it's not easy to be consistent, but once you start doing it, you will be consistent. Have good friends around you. I've got many good friends who are pushing me, and there are many close friends who tell me that boss, you can do. Whenever I fall, there are people to hold me, and you need to have that. Without that, it's very difficult. I have a very good set of people surrounding me. Praveen, thank you, Praveen, for the thank you comment that you have put. Zauzo, sir, in hackathon they give you problems, you solve it with your ideas. What if I want to give my no? They don't give you idea. They give you problems. They give you domain. They will say that I want solution for traffic problem. Whichever idea you have, you can put it. It's not that they give you idea. They give you only problems. Zauzo, that's a wrong understanding. How can we identify problem statements? Narmata, yeah. The problem statements are something that should not be just a problem for you. It should be a problem for everybody. Then you can qualify it as a problem statement. Right. I'll tell you it in a detail. You face some problem, you identified some challenge. If the same challenge is there faced by multiple people in parallel with you, then that's a problem statement. That's worthy. Start working on it. Sir, please share the resources where we can learn IoT. Anshu Saxena. I will advertise here about my channel. I have got the channel, and in that I have got IoT videos. 52 videos and odd are there, where I have explained completely from the beginning till the end. Anshu, please go ahead and see it. I have also built a lot of products which you can refer and understand how exactly you can build. Sini, if I win a hackathon, will the company fund continuously for the progression? Yes, they do support. They do support, and not all the hackathons do that. There are some hackathons where they take your product till bringing it even to the market. They do that, but some hackathons are just meant for their corporate social responsibility activities, CSR activities, and it stops there. Sir, what do you suggest to a person who has never participated in any hackathon but wishes to start? Right. You wanted to start, right, Sindil? I think yeah, Sudesh Sindil. That itself is the very important thing. Starting is the important thing, and go ahead and start it. That's the way you need to do it. Can you give me more insights on POC? How is it different from a product? Sini, it's a good question. POC is not expected to have all the features that is expected by the end user. I'm going to buy the product, I'll expect something. For example, this is the mouse that I have in hand. For me to make it a end product, I need to bring it to app shape. I need to make sure that the aerodynamics is good. I need to think in the customer aspect. But for me to make a proof of concept, I can make it work in a breadboard. That's it. Functionality check is called POC. Selling is called the end product. I hope I answered your question, Sini. Hello, sir. How are you? Please share your knowledge in writing book like your IoT book. Ashwin Shailesh. Yes, Ashwin, I remember you. Shriram College, I believe. If I'm right, correct me if I'm wrong. Yes, writing book is one of the favorite things that I do, and thank God I have that habit. Otherwise, I would be carried away by all the pressure that is being given. So, writing books is very important. It takes time. You first identify which subject is your passion, which subject is the interest that you have in, and start curating the table of contents, and then reach a publisher. I'll probably take a different session where I'll explain you how to write books and research papers. It'll be very easy. Here, I don't want to deviate. But for an instance, I'll tell you, it is easy. It is not difficult. Only because it is easy, I started doing it. Sir, where do we find the hackathons we participate? Satika. Multiple websites are there. Just go to Google and type live hackathons. You'll get many. Hackerath is the one that I see normally. Right? I think most of the questions have been answered. If you further have, yeah, can I conduct a hackathon in my area? Where can I get the support for the same? Do you have money? If you have money, I will support you. That's the point. So we need funding. So there are hackathons which can be conducted by yourself. Jokes apart, you can do that, but you need funding because you need to give away the prize money and you need to work on the logistics. So what kind of hackathon do you want to conduct? Do you want to conduct it for school levels? Do you want to conduct it for college students? How do you want to do it? Let me know. I'll be able to help you. Sir, where can I get statistical data? You need to generate it, or you need to verify into the websites like WHO, UNO. They have a lot of websites available which gives you statistics, but make sure you pick the right one. Sir, please make a session for writing research papers in reputed journal. I'll do that. That's a good point. I'll do that quite soon. Maybe by next session when I meet you, it's going to be on the research paper writing and the related stuff. We will do that shortly. Just give me 1 minute. My battery is getting low, so I got to power it up. Otherwise, it will die soon. Let me answer the next question. Any other questions? I don't think I have any other questions. If you have any questions, sir, what to do to start a project? You should start. That itself is the major point. You should first start. In the sense, identify the problem. I think you joined late, Satika. You need to start the building the idea first, curate the idea, ideate it, and then you can start working on the project. That's very important. Sir, software development life cycle. Yeah, I will do that. This is already available in my channel. So I think Rakesh Reddy, please go through it and you'll be able to understand it clearly. I have made a 30-minute session for it clearly in my software engineering playlist. I've got a playlist there. So please refer it. And if you have any questions, I can always do it. That's it. I think I have reached 45 minutes of time that I have scheduled for this today. It's very nice meeting you all. I have got a lot of questions, which is very important, which I feel is very, very important for an interactive session. Otherwise, it will be very dull and it cannot be monotonous. You have never kept me monotonous. And I have got a couple of questions out here. Can you please start a session on ML? I have already done that. Parvati Kaladaran, please refer my channel. I have got ML and DL completely dealt. I started from scratch. I am teaching it like teaching it to a 10th standard student. So it will be very easy for you because I have learned it that way. Sini, thanks a lot for answering the questions in a clear manner. Thanks a lot for support and all the questions that you have been asking. Thank you. Sir, do you think online hackathons are as good as in person? I already answered this question. No, they might not be matchable, but now we have no option. It's like take it up and participate. Do you have any courses to learn about hackathon? No, I have already answered this question. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Many thank yous are there. Thank you all. Love you all. Thank you. That's it. I'll say bye now. Stay safe. Take care and be very careful about the rest of the time which is going to come for all of us. I think we'll all recover out of this pandemic soon and we'll start interacting in a much more better way as well. And I wish you all the best. Thank you for the tremendous support you guys are giving me. Love you all. Thank you. Bye bye.